with us now in the green room, and it's actually green. Unlike many green rooms I've ever seen, this is green. It's pretty cool, right? Is Manny. How are you, Tugboat Manny?
I'm doing awesome. I'm really excited. I feel great.
Oh my gosh. So we met outside when we were backstage coming in here, and you shared with me a beautiful story about your why, like why you're here tonight. So can you just share that a little bit with me?
Oh yeah. 3 years ago, May 31st, 2013, I came here to see Richie Minervini and Kevin James perform, and it was right after I took a class at Stand Up University, and I took a picture before the show started. It was the second show of the night. Kevin and Richie, they sold out 2 shows that night, so we were the latest show, and I was so excited. I went all by myself. I was like a little kid at a football game, you know?
Yeah.
And I took a picture of the stage, and I remember I made a post up to Facebook, and I said, one day. And
what did that one day mean to you? That one day you were gonna what? It's gonna make me cry. We just started the interview. That one day what? What was gonna happen for you, Manny?
that I was going to perform here,
You're here.
and I'm here.
Pretty powerful stuff.
Yeah.
You also said to me that you wear your mom's bracelet from hospice. Tell us about your mom.
Yeah, my mother has a lot to do with my comedy act and my life, and I wear her bracelet that she passed away from in hospice, and she turned to me and she asked me if I was going to be okay when she died, and I never had a moment like that with my mother, and I'll never forget it. And I leaned up and I said, Mom, I'm going to be fine. I said, everything's going to be great, and I told her, I said, I'm going to make it big one day in comedy. And it was very peaceful. It was unbelievable. It was the most magical moment I ever had with my mother.
And tonight you're performing and knowing that the money is going to a good cause, helping other families that are in need. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a shame that cancer is in our life, but it affects everybody. And if it doesn't affect somebody immediately that you know, or a friend, my uncle, I thought in 2012, I thought that I was going to lose him, and he's still fighting away, taking all the medicines, taking all the, the chemotherapy and everything, and, then his platelets will drop, and, it's a strong, it's terrible. It's terrible, and, I'll share this with you. I used to work in hospitals, and one time I was walking by in the hospital, and this really old patient was on a stretcher, and he leaned over and he said, excuse me. And I went over to him. He said, can you help me? He goes, listen, please help me. He goes, if the chemo or radiation doesn't kill you, the cancer will. And at that moment, I got him help. All he just needed was to be cleaned up. And you know how hospitals get. They get very busy. I'll never forget that moment. And this is huge. And I became friendly with Darcy, and unbelievable story how I'm friendly with her.
And so she invited you to be part of the program tonight.
Yeah.
You're going to be performing.
Yeah.
I asked her the same thing. You don't have to tell me what your first bit is, but what is it about? What's your first? When you're walking onto the stage, what's the first bit? What's the topic of your first bit?
Well, I do self-deprecation.
Okay.
So, and that's it's a lot of fun. It's really exciting, and I do, and then I do a little facial expression with it and stuff, and it's unbelievable. And I love the sound of laughter, and there's nothing like laughter and a good cause. And I'm honored to be here, especially on a stage with Richie Minervini, the godfather of Long Island comedy, who gave me the opportunity too, Darcy and Richie. And I'm going to make the biggest opportunity that I get the best way I can.
I'm going to laugh really, really hard tonight because I already know that you're funny and I'm excited. So my ribs, what did I tell you today on Facebook? I said I'm not going to laugh all day long. I'm going to save up my laugh.
Yeah.
It's like when people don't eat all day because they want to eat big at night. I know I'm going to be laughing big tonight. One other question I wanted to ask you, Manny, is that at what age, did you know that you wanted to do this? At what age did you want to just make people laugh?
Well, it started at a young age for me. Whether I laughed out of nervousness or I wanted to make people laugh because it was a sad story, or just to be funny or be like a little scutch like my father was.